difference. And it's also extremely interesting on how out at my property you've got, you know, it's a very large wildlife management area, but it's just surrounded by residential areas. But out here, I mean, they have so much room to just travel and hide and live and not be messed with at all, really, you know. Except for us, we got right on top of them. And I'm pretty sure that all the hogs, all the deer, and the actual creek that runs through there, the water source, is probably why they're there. Alright, you saw that last part of the video. I made my way into the woods, and what I'm doing is going to the area where it's around where we had our sightings. It's also where I got the really loud break last time I was out there. Fast forward through all this, me just whacking away, and I get to the creek and I check out this sandbar area for sign. And then I just start walking around. And what I'm doing, number one, my main goal is I want to find a spot to hang out whenever Loyd gets there, because this is pretty much their living room. And we're going to hang out there that night. And I'm also just walking around smacking trees with my machete. I'm going to fast forward through all of this. Now I'm going to go back and post all of this video later on, and you'll see why. But you're about to see I'm walking everywhere trying to find a good spot. That's actually the big pine tree I was up against whenever I had that big break last time. Cross back over. And here is what I think is a pretty important spot. Tell me that didn't sound like a rock. me that didn't sound like a rock. So obviously, judging by my reaction, I think that was a throw. It sounded super obvious to me. It sounded like a rock. You could hear it coming through the trees. But when you're out in the woods, things fall from trees. It's just the way it is, right? But, you know, we've had a ton of activity and our sightings, I don't know, maybe 40 yards from where I'm standing. But it's not just that throw. Right after the throw goes through the trees and then hits the ground, you actually hear another knock. Listen to this. All right, Loyd and I are in the area where I had the throw today and had the break a couple weeks ago. I got some glow sticks out, and I am going to go walk and put one way out here. Look how strong that spider web is. That's crazy. After setting up, Loyd and I did a live for about 45 minutes. I'm just sitting around talking, telling stories and stuff, and a hog or a group of hogs get very, very close. And I don't know, I guess maybe our presence freaked them out. Whatever the reason, one of them squealed, and it got me. It got me and Loyd. You know, we're sitting out there waiting on Sasquatch, and then all of a sudden we hear, "Rah!" So him and I, despite the fact that we weren't supposed to be hunting this trip, we try not to about every other time. We followed them across the pipeline. Loyd stayed back in the opening, waiting for them to come out. I went in. I got within about 15 feet of two of them. Two pretty well placed shots, but they were in between trees or behind trees, actually in the structure area, which is kind of crazy. I have no doubt it dropped later, and hopefully that was a mill. And we also, that's really the only thing the property owner has asked of us, is to shoot these hogs. They are destroying his property. He had a guy out there that was trapping them, and it's not working. So hopefully we're gonna get out there and just specifically hunt these hogs for him, because they are absolutely decimating the property. Anyway, that was all supposed to be on live. Actually, I was holding my phone the whole time, but it kept dropping over and over again. I have no idea what people saw, what they didn't see. And then for 2 days, it was trying to load and it never did. So I just got rid of it. So maybe there was witnesses. I don't know. Anyway, that was a fun night. No Bigfoot activity, but it was still pretty interesting. That sounded like a rock. Back in that same area. God. Now that afternoon, to finish things off, we're sitting around and all of a sudden a big tree just falls. It's back kind of behind me, away from the area where all the activity's been. It's actually technically on like It's not on that property owner's property. But it was very loud, and we got it recorded. Now, there was no wind. We are not claiming that a Sasquatch pushed it down or anything. It was just interesting that, we got a recording of it. Very loud, obviously a very big tree. And that was the end of that day.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Heard that. Did you hear that?
Damn.
That's what I was hearing. The tree was popping. That's weird. That was a big tree.
Walking across this big open field. Somebody's burning something. So somebody's burning something. Man, that sky was awesome.